Hey everyone, Scott Hansen here from NFL Red Zone, and you're watching the Super Fantasy Bros podcast. 1 hour of commercial-free podcasting starts now. Enjoy the show.
Scott Hansen, Red Zone. Football is back. Welcome back to the Super Fantasy Bros podcast, brought to you with the Old City Sports Network. We've made
conjunction?
I left the conjunction word out this time.
All right.
Made it a little bit easier.
Very unshawn-like.
All right, look, we're changing things up. We're keeping things smooth. Q's birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday again, pal.
Happy birthday, old head.
Big 2-7.
My Kareem Hunt year. Well,
yeesh, I don't know if I want to have a Kareem Hunt.
I don't know, another 27.
Off the
Eddie
top.
Lacy, maybe.
Oh my God, Mike Trout.
Yeah, Mike Trout way better. Yes, today we are doing our 4th annual preseason award show. Cannot believe it's already been 4 years, over 150 episodes. Let's keep it rolling. 2 days away from football being back, 5 days from a full slate of Sunday NFL football. So we're here. We are here. This is one of our favorite episodes to do, predicting who will win each award, including the best at every position, MVP, Rookie of the Year, and much more. And for this episode, we always try to be a bit bolder as well, picking outside of the box and outside of the obvious guys. We're not all going to say CMC or Eckler for the best running back, Mahomes or Jalen Hurts for the best quarterback. Like,
Speak for yourself.
We
Hurts
know
will
those
be the best quarterback, though.
Yes, Hurts will most likely be the best quarterback, but we know those guys are those guys. So we're going to take a little bit of our shots in the dark on some guys we like a lot that maybe could shock the world and get all the way up. So let's get right into the award show, starting with the best player at every position. Q, question for you. Do you have a pink gaming chair?
That is my girlfriend's.
Yes, not his.
Q lives alone.
I mean, it's better than mine. I would love if it was mine. Should start using it.
It is nice. Who sat in the draft? Was that you, Matt?
No, I was on the couch.
I think
Someone
Schultz
had that
did.
chair. That's a nice Jonah sitting at the draft. I had this.
I think it was Sam.
No,
Someone
Sam was
had
on
it.
the couch.
I was jealous.
Me,
Schultz.
Sam, and KR
It
were
was
on the
Schultz.
couch. I think it was Schultz.
Yeah, it could have been. All right, let's start off with the easy awards, the ones we can get through quickly. Best defense and special teams. T-God, start us off. Best defense.
The best defense, the Birds, of course. They led the second least yards per game with 301 last year. They led the league in sacks with 70. The next closest was 55. It's crazy. The fourth most turnovers with 27. And I think they only got a little bit better. So, number one incoming.
Had some turnover. I like it. Q, I think you are taking the same defense.
Yeah, though they lost Hargrave and CJ. They got 2 rookies, and they still have like the best probably cornerback duo in the league. So not much has changed. Or they've added, though they've subtracted. But they have Hassan Reddick, so they have to finish number 1.
Yeah, 100%. Go Birds.
He's going to lead the league in sacks, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Love me some Hassan. To you, Matt, defense of the year. Who you got? Best defense.
I'm going to go the Jacksonville Jaguars. Not really too much behind this, aside from the division they play in. They get the Texans, the Colts, and the Titans twice, which is extremely juicy. And they do have good pieces. Q can vouch for me on that end. The one linebacker who's like the greatest tackler of all time. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Toysad Olokun.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
Close enough.
East.
But I got the Jags. They have a light division, a light overall schedule kind of, aside from a couple tough games. But almost every week you could roll them out there and be confident.
Yep, Jags D, solid pick, Matt. I'll wrap us up for defenses here. I'm going with the Saints defense. Done this the last few seasons. It's worked out pretty well. Find the defense that plays a slew of the most inconsistent quarterbacks. Saints get Ryan Tannehill, Bryce Young twice, Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, or Kyle Trask twice, whatever one starts. Either way, juicy. Mac Jones, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Desmond Ridder. That's 10 favorable matchups right there. Some mid-tier matchups like Goff, Stafford, Daniel Jones, Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields. Guys you're not like terrified of. They could obviously have bad days there, but there can be some mistakes to be made there. The best QB they play is Trevor Lawrence on Thursday Night Football, and anything can happen on Thursday Night Football. So give me the Saints defense all
Kevin
season
Ridley,
long.
300 yards.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely will probably have to find a few weeks where you're like, all right, let me start someone else. But for most of the season, you should be able to ride Saints defense for sure. All right, let's do best kicker. You guys, back to you here.
I think I take him every year, and I'm taking him again. Younghoe Koo. First off, 10 of the 17 games are in a dome. That's a huge advantage.
Beneficial.
Huge advantage. And I think their offense as a whole just got better. I mean, I think they're going to be moving down the field a lot more. Could they finish in the red zone? I don't know, but I can tell you that Younghoe Koo will drill at least 95% of his field goals this year. So, I'm in. I'm in on Younghoe Koo.
Younghoe Koo is the truth. Matt, kicker, who we got?
I'm going to go the revival of Greg the Leg Zuerlein. Much better offense being on the Jets. So I think he has an opportunity. Well, the Jets have an opportunity to be in the red zone a lot or be close enough to kick a field goal. We saw him finish number one in the past or a couple top 5 finishes, but I just taking a shot, kicker on a good offense. I think he has potential to finish number 1.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yep,
Great the leg. He has, especially with Aaron Rodgers there now. I like that. I just got him in a league. I'm hoping he can put up some numbers. Q, kicker, best kicker, who we got?
How come, first of all, you can't find, like, they don't have the history for kickers on Sleeper?
I know, it's stupid. It's
But,
weird. It's
they
not
do
like
a
any
website.
other
they do have it.
Liar.
It's just like there's no color, so it doesn't look like it's there. But my kicker is Graham Cracker Gano. I tried just picking a kicker who last year he finished tight end, kicker 8, which was his best in his long ass career. But he finished 2 in 2015.
Don't forget Cam's MVP season. I was about to mention that's wild.
But,
He had 56 extra points that year.
I tried picking a team where they're probably not going to finish with touchdowns often outside of Darren Waller. And he can hit them long. Graham Gano.
Yeah,
Especially
hit 'em
on
long.
the teams that they have to play, like the Eagles. I don't think they'll be in the end zone often.
A lot of field goals coming in for Graham Gano. I'll wrap us up. I mean, I don't think I've picked a different kicker in 4 episodes, so I don't think I'm going to change it now. Brandon McManus, my man gets a new home. Get him out of Denver. Gets to kick for Dougie P and the Jaguars. I think this offense is going to be better, but I think he'll kick more extra points because the Broncos could barely score touchdowns last year. But I also think he'll kick some field goals here as well. So give me Brandon Kickmanis this season.
Hell yeah. I didn't know he got traded. That's juicy.
Yeah, finally on a good team, man. Need him to rep some tempo here and continue kicking the ball well. All right, best tight end. Now we're getting into the real awards here. Obviously, kicker, defense. They still count, but
They matter, dude. Kickers matter, bro.
They do matter. Kickers matter. Don't get me wrong. But these ones are more fun to talk about. So you guys start us off, best tight end. Who do we got?
Yeah, this one's not juicy. There's not many juicy tight ends out there that aren't like obvious. So I'm going with Mark Andrews. I do think he's going to finish tight end 1.
Bounce back.
The bounce back. Maybe Q's right. Maybe Kelsey, takes it, brings it down a little bit. He's already hurt.
Already not
He's
about to
already
play.
hurt. But no, I don't know. Maybe it's more me just saying I'm all in on Lamar. I think Lamar's going to go dummy. I think Mark Andrews is going to be a big part of that. Zay Flowers and Odell. And who's the other? Rashad Bateman. Spread it out a little bit. Maybe JK comes back and actually does something. Maybe he can stay on the field this year. Take some of the focus off Mark Andrews. But I don't know. I think Mark Andrews easily could finish number 1. So.
Yeah, Mark Andrews. He could easily do it. We saw it before. Super kicker league. We may have to get in that, John.
That'd be sick,
wild.
dude. I'd be down.
Double
What does that
kicker.
mean? Oh my god.
That'd be crazy.
That is
I'm
kind of
so
wild.
down.
Kickers in the first.
And Gator, what's up, man?
No way.
Kickers in the first. Justin Tucker would definitely go early if there were 2 kickers, though.
Early.
He would definitely go like mid-round, like mid-5th, mid-6th.
Dude, kickers put up points. You guys are
I know.
asleep. Like they put up more than most tight ends.
They do put up
It's
some
just like
numbers.
you can't predict when someone's going to be a good kicker.
Yeah, they are
That's
kind of
just
random.
like I'd probably draft him in the same round if it was this super kicker league.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely still wait. Don't get me wrong, but they do matter. Matt, best tight end. Who we got?
Best tight end, going out on a limb, maybe a little bit of bias here, but I'm going to go David Njoku. As long as he can stay healthy and Deshaun Watson snaps back to pre-situation Deshaun Watson, David Njoku could be in store for a huge season. When he was healthy, playing with Deshaun Watson last year, I think he led tight ends in 23% red zone targets, beating out Kelsey and all those guys. So obviously Deshaun Watson loves him in the red zone. He's never had more than 4 touchdowns, and I see that skyrocketing this year. Potential number 1 finish.
Spicy take. Q, your boy.
Yeah, I already said his name because of his teammate, but I'm going to go Darren Waller. It's pretty obvious. He has no other option. The Giants have no other option to throw the ball to, and he creates mismatches. As long as he can stay healthy, he's guaranteed number 1 because he's actually going to play. Actually, I'm not going to knock on some wood.
Yeah. Don't diss Kelsey too
You
early.
better.
Yeah, I have to stop thinking about Kelsey because then I'm just going to start getting mean, and then it'll all turn on me.
Yeah, Kelsey's a nice guy. We
Get
want him to be healthy.
well soon, Kelsey, I guess.
Yeah, you better guess. All right, I'll wrap us up. Cole Kmet is my pick here. This might just be my Justin Fields love bleeding through. But on our tight end ranking episode, I said he would be top 5. Might as well take him all the way up to number 1 here. For this, I'm obviously banking on Justin Fields to improve a bit as a passer. I think DJ Moore helps with that. And with Moore attracting more attention on this offense, I think we will see some targets being filtered to Kmet over the middle. And we also saw him snag 7 touchdowns after 0 the previous year, and they all came week 8 or later last season. So it seems like they got on the same page finally after a little while there. If that trend continues here, I can see him pushing double-digit touchdowns and then finishing as the number 1 tight end. Lock it in. Let's do best wide receiver. Gotta love wide receivers. T-Gods, start us off.
Taking Devontae Smith.
Smitty over
Taking
AJB.
Smitty over AJ. Hey, I didn't say he finished over AJB, but definitely a possibility. I would ride that. You know what? I don't even mind. I think you could fact check me, but I'm pretty sure the whole second half of the season, Smitty outproduced AJ Brown in every category except for like touchdowns. But either way, like he finished wide receiver 9. I don't think that's his ceiling. He's on like the best offense in the league. Defenses are like they're gonna be focusing AJ Brown. They're not focusing on Smitty. They're not like I don't know. Like he's the best wide receiver 2 in the league, dude, and he's gonna put up high end wide receiver 1 numbers. I'm like
All in.
bro, I'm 100% in, dude. Like he's slowly becoming my favorite Eagle. He's so good.
He's so
him.
good.
He's
1A
so
and
good.
1B.
I love Smitty.
Me too. Matt, I love this guy.
Yeah, I know.
I hope you're right.
I do too. I'm going to go Chris Olave. Managed to finish wide receiver 25th last year with not the greatest quarterback room in
I think he was hurt too.
the world. And he missed 2 games. You're right. But with the addition of Derek Carr, we obviously saw Devontae Adams have success with Derek Carr while they were playing together. And I think Olave's talent and honestly the other options on this offense kind of just make him the focal point, at least until Kamara gets back, because God knows how long MT is going to be playing this season. So to be determined on that, but I think Olave definitely has a good chance of finishing the number 1 wide receiver.
Big jump this year for my boy. I need that. Especially in our main league. Q, who do we got? Best wide receiver.
I've been riding it since like the first or second episode. I don't know why I was
really
brought up that
have.
early, but CeeDee Lamb, I ended up being able to draft him in our main league as well. But he was on fire with Dak, who's very mid. But the last like 6 or so weeks of the season last year, he was averaging 20 points a game. So he's going to be an elite target. Brandon Cooks is not much of a threat. They lost Dalton Schultz, and Zeke, so they will be running the ball. But I think CeeDee Lamb will just be that guy who's going to be locked in for a beautiful floor and an even more beautiful ceiling.
All right.
Number one.
Wide receiver 1. We shall see. I'll wrap it up. Garrett Wilson. I don't think this one's super outlandish. I think this is a pretty popular pick for having a huge year this year. But last season, he was able to string together 83 catches, 1,103 yards, and only 4 touchdowns. This man had Zach Wilson, Mike White, and Joe Flacco throwing him passes throughout the year. Now he gets old man Rodgers. Even if Rodgers maybe has lost a step, I still think he's going to be great. He's going to be feeding Garrett Wilson. We saw him feeding him early and often in preseason in that quick couple of drives there. I think that's going to continue throughout the season. Garrett Wilson will be the best fantasy wide receiver this season. Lock.
That's his new Addy.
Yep.
Yes, sir. All right. Best running back. T-God's back to you. Who do we got?
I mean, he's on my fantasy team, but this isn't bias. It's facts. I think Najee. I'm taking Najee. All right. I think we're all a little asleep on him because he came in his rookie year, finished RB3, and then last year he finished his RB14, and we're all like, "What the hell? Like he's trash." But he really wasn't. Like he still had 1,000 yards, he still had 10 touchdowns, and he only had 3 games in single digits. Like he was just like consistently like mid. He had a couple boom games, but like I'll take double digits almost every week from my RB2. Like Nick Chubb last year, he had 5 games in single digits, and we're all in on him. Najee only did it 3 times, but we're all like, he's Najee, he's gross. But like he's really not. He's super solid. And I think the whole offense gets a little bit better this year. Kenny Pickett, second year in. So yeah, I don't know. I think we need to wake up a little bit. Stop sleeping on him.
I like it. Najee could have a big year, but
Why not? Why not?
Why not? Why not him?
He finished RB3 2 years ago.
Look,
Come
we
on.
got to be bold here. That's bold. I like it.
It's not bold.
It's a little bold. A little bold. Just a little bit.
It's a little bold.
I mean, they're all a little bold. I mean, we know
I
McCaffrey and
know.
Eckler are so good. So, all right, Matt, who we got?
I'm going to go Tony Pollard. I mean, this man managed to finish top 10 last year while basically splitting the workload with Zeke. Zeke's no longer there. He's going to get damn near the workhorse load, maybe Deuce Vaughn mixed in a little bit, but anybody after that is not a problem to interfere with his volume. And Pollard is one of the better PPR running backs to own. He obviously can do it on the ground. I feel like he's just a big play waiting to happen. And him by himself is scary. I don't know how Dave got him and Saquon. I'm like, shit.
Let's not glaze that guy.
I'm glazing.
His wide receivers are mid.
Yeah, you're right. But Tony Pollard definitely could very well finish RB1.
Very well could.
Mm-hmm.
Q. This one's interesting. I like it. Let's hear it.
I'm going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs. There was an argument before the draft, like the real draft, where he could have been taken over Bijan. He could have been more skilled than Bijan, but he was obviously taken early for a reason. They do have David Montgomery, but I just feel like this. They even said how they're going to give him a versatile role. He's going to be very valuable in PPR, and we will see on Thursday when he cooks these less than good defenses like the Chiefs. I think the path for him, very good possibility of him finishing number 1. And we've seen the Lions hold 2 good running backs in the last couple of years, so there's a good chance.
Yeah, definitely a good chance. Gibbs has that ceiling. We'll see if he can get all the way up there. I'll wrap us up. Miles Sanders, bit more outside the box, I guess. I'm picking this solely based on the volume here. I think Bryce Young is going to use Sanders in the passing game a lot. Obviously, Thielen and Chark are not going to get open too much, and that's if they're able to stay on the field. Sanders is going to be relied upon a ton, and he may not be the most efficient running back, but you should see a healthy target share, 15 to 20 carries a game. I think that volume can push him uppity to number 1.
I pray to God you are
Q, Gators coming for you.
I wish
Better
we didn't
watch
have-
out.
Yeah.
Is he coming to your house on Sunday? He's going to be a nuisance.
I'm not letting him in.
All right, best QB before we get into more of some like best value pick, MVP, least valuable player. So QB, T-God, start us off.
Best quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. And next to my notes, I didn't really take any. I just said, come on. Like, he's Aaron Rodgers. Like, he still got it. Garrett Wilson's about to go stupid dummy. He's got Alan Lazard and old-ass Randall Cobb, his two boys that he's comfortable with. Dalvin Cook, Brees Hall, they could both catch the ball. And Aaron Rodgers has only not been top 10 3 times in his whole career. And 2 of those seasons were because of injury. Last season, he was number 13. But I think he was just somewhere he like hated, didn't want to be there anymore. I mean, he's excited now. He's happy. He's happy where he is. I think they're about to go dummy, and I think he's easily finishing top 10. He's one of the best of all time. Come on.
Yeah, best QB. Yeah, I could see him easily getting back up towards number 1 for sure. It's going to be airing it out.
Did I just not leave? Did you guys not notice I just left for like a second?
I
No.
didn't.
I thought I was gone for a second. Everything froze.
You were
I
here,
literally
buddy.
switched internet
black
connections
out?
and no one said, yeah. That was weird.
I don't know. It was weird.
I was going to say, T-Gods, you probably just chose Aaron Rodgers to make Sean feel better about his reach.
Whoa. I'm feeling good about it.
No, I would want to make him feel worse because I want him to swing him so bad.
I'm holding. Matt,
Whatever.
best QB. Who we got?
I'm going to go Trevor Lawrence. We saw a pretty big second-year jump out of him last year compared to his rookie season. And I think with the addition of Calvin Ridley and not too much on this offense changing, he has potential to leap even bigger than last year. And I think this offense is just loaded. I think Trevor Lawrence is plenty enough talented to score like 25, almost 30 points a game with this offense. So, I mean, with the weapons he has and the way I think the Jags are going to be throwing the ball, very well that he finishes number 1.
Oh, yeah.
T-Law. Q. I guess all this will coming.
Is it a surprise? But all signs point to yes this year for Justin Herbert. He did have a little down year last year, but that's because he had barbecue ribs the year before he finished quarterback too. So there's potential. There's not really much that hurt him this year. If they fire their coach, they'll have what's his name?
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore will step right in, and that's the reason why people are so high on Justin Herbert, or at least I am. Actually, they probably could have not hired Kellen Moore, and I'd still be as high. But this offense is going to be crazy pass happy. If one of the receivers that go down, they most likely will. One of them, they'll have Quentin Johnson, a rookie who's better than the misfits that they had outside of what's his name, Josh Palmer. So the potential's there. The receivers need to stay healthy, but even if not, he's finishing over Patrick Mahomes. Not over. No, I guess I have to say he's over Jalen Hurts, even though Jalen Hurts
QB.
probably finished number 1.
Best QB. Gotta love it. All right. I mean, y'all know what's coming. Justin Fields. Are we shocked?
This is
Been
bad.
Dog shit
Been
take.
hyping him up all
RB1.
season. I'm not going to go into much detail here because I am going to double down on this later. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But I do think he takes a step forward in the passing department here. Adds DJ Moore. Talked about it all offseason. Give me Justin Fields best QB.
DJ Moore, he's so good.
He's great. I love it.
Running.
If a quarterback got DJ Moore, it makes him worse.
All right, stop. That's disrespectful. All right, let's do today's sponsor real quick before we continue with the award show. Underdog Fantasy, the easiest way to play fantasy football. 2 days until the NFL is back. Lines and contests are up for week 1, including the week 1 Battle Royale. $5 to enter, $200,000 in prizes. When you sign up, make sure you use our code SUPERFB, 100% deposit match all the way up to $100. So if you want to throw $100 in there just to play with, you'll get another $100 matched for free. Again, promo code is SUPERFB, SUPERFB, and you can play on the Underdog Fantasy app for iOS and Android or sign up online at underdogfantasy.com.
Please don't put Gators message
Yeah,
on
it's
screen. Oh my
DJ
god.
Moore.
Oh my God,
DJ
Gator.
Moore
DJ Moore
he
spelled
said it
wrong becomes
twice.
Bears Allen Robinson.
He did
Well,
it
he's gonna
twice.
suck because he can't spell his name correctly.
You're an awful bold take. Boo. Boo.
Yeah, clown emoji.
Boo that man.
Yeah, drop the
Boo.
clown emojis in the chat.
They're the tomatoes.
Is this real chat?
All right. Best value pick. So these guys are currently being drafted outside of the top 15 quarterbacks or tight ends or top 30 running backs, wide receivers. And we think they have the potential to finish top 12 at their respective position. T-Gods, I think I saw this one coming. Start us off.
Okay, so I broke the rules a little bit. He's not being taken outside the top 30, but
Close
he is
enough.
being taken at wide receiver 26. And that's absurd because the last time he wasn't even in the top 15 was in 2017. We weren't even old enough to drink yet. That's the last time he was outside the top 15, and he's being taken at 26. Makes no sense. It's Tyler Lockett. He's missed 2 games in his entire career. He's super consistent. He's just I don't understand. I don't understand why is he slept on every single year.
This year, I understood a little bit more just because JSN and the
Off of
and
his
the-
best year, or like Gino's is like maybe not his best year.
He
but
should
like,
be fine. He should be fine. I'm with you.
He finished over DK, did he not?
He did.
He did.
Come on.
DK hypes out of control.
But that
He
changes.
stinks.
Bro, Tyler Lockett is the most disrespected player in the league, dude.
I like it. He could easily get back into the top 12. We've seen it recently for sure. Matt, what do we got?
Gonna try and get a little spicy here. I'm gonna go Khalil Herbert. He is currently being drafted RB 33 off the board, and the Bears no longer have David Montgomery. They brought in Donta Foreman, but I don't think he's really too much of a challenge for touches compared to what the Bears saw Khalil Herbert do when Montgomery missed time. I don't think he averaged like 15 or 20 points a game, something absurd like that. So if they don't grant him like majority workload, I think they're stupid for that. And I just think where you're getting him to possibly get an RB1 is insane.
Khalil Herbert. I could see him getting up there. I like him. I'm in on Herbert
I
with
hope
you this
so.
year too.
Mm-hmm.
Q, this guy. This is Christian McCaffrey, right?
Yeah, I don't understand why. Antonio Gibson is my pick. I don't know why he's being so slept on. Maybe because Brian Robinson obviously was shown in his overall finish last year as 27, but there's 2 years prior he was 12 and 13. He is the pass catching back. I'm not impressed with Brian Robinson. I think he just stinks. They gave him an opportunity because he. I'm not going to say it.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Stop right there, please.
I really forget what I was gonna say, but I think he has potential to be a serviceable running back, especially at RB 35 where you're getting him, because he has the pass catching ability. Maybe we'll see the Christian McCaffrey in him this year.
Yeah, we shall see.
Brian Robinson stinks though; he's a slow brick.
Slow brick B-Rob.
Bad
Yikes.
take, brother.
He stinks.
take.
Do you
Come
own
on.
him? Do any of you own him? Is that why you're
Matt owns
Matt
it.
does.
Matt's
Oh,
biased.
the most quiet? I appreciate you.
I'm just coming right back at you the next segment.
Oh, guess we shall see.
Let's see.
I am
Nothing more you can-
I am up here the last 3 seasons now. I have been pretty good with these value picks, pretty close to hitting a top 10 player. Brandon Cooks finished 16th in 2020 when he was being taken late. Pittman finished 17th, 2021 when he was being taken late. This past season, I took Christian Kirk. He finished wide receiver 11 after going wide receiver 41. This year, my guy, Marquise Hollywood Brown, Cardinals team is going to be miserable. They will still need to get points for 17 games this season. I don't care who it is at quarterback. Their top target will be Hollywood. He's good for a few deep touchdowns when he's able to stay on the field, and we've seen him eat up targets in Arizona as recently as last season. They should also get Kyler Murray back at some point, although that is looking a little bit shady. But I'm a believer in Clayton Tune. Give me Hollywood Brown.
No one named Clayton is good.
He should get healthy volume, healthy
Boys
target
named
share.
Tune.
I could see him pushing top 12 wide receiver this season.
Okay.
Hey, I've been pretty good on the last 3. Trying to
I'm
keep
down.
the record going. Gotta ride.
Yeah, you had to like let us know your resume before you gave that awful
Yeah,
take.
you did toot your own horn a little bit, but it's
I had
okay.
to. I
Well
had to.
deserved.
I had to for this specific award because that's the only one I'm good at. So got to keep track of something. All right, fantasy performance of the year. T-Gods, start us off. Who's having the biggest game this season?
I think it might just be Tyreek Hill becoming the 7th player in NFL history to go for 300 receiving yards in a single game. The last person to do it was Julio back in 2016, and then before that, Megatron did it in 2013.
This is some elite company.
For real. And I mean, Tyreek plays the Chiefs this year, so what better time to do it?
I'm with that. That'd be sick. It'd be
It'd be
great.
so sick.
I
In
hope it happens.
Arrowhead,
Jeez.
wild.
All in. Matt, fantasy performance of the year. I like this one too.
I'm going to go my boy Nick Chubb. I think one of these games where he plays like the Jaguars or one of those trash defenses that he always torches, he is going to break Adrian Peterson's single game rushing record of 296. Probably add on about like 3 touchdowns. A few of them are going to be 50 plus. And he is just going to go berserk, probably a 50 burger on someone's head. And they're going
50
to be
burger
sick.
from Nick Chubb. Lock it in.
Lock it in, please.
Please.
I hope that happens. That would be awesome too. Q, fantasy performance of the year. What do we got?
I was
If you have anything.
bouncing around with a lot of things, but I will just go with Devontae Adams return. Well, not return because they're playing them, but they play the Packers this year. So I think he has he's had a bunch of 2 touchdown games last year. So I think we bunch up a couple of those and we'll go with a 4 touchdown game against the Packers' stinky defense.
All right. 4 TDs for Devontae Adams, revenge game. Can't wait to see it. Mine's pretty similar, but I'm going with a different wide receiver, Garrett Wilson. And I'm going one step further, the 4th player in NFL history to get 5 receiving touchdowns in a single game
Nuts.
at some point this season. With new QB Aaron Rodgers, obviously I think this duo is going to put up some pretty big numbers. And at some point, he's going to go nuclear, grab 5 tutties, going down as one of the best fantasy weeks in history.
Pray
Oh,
I don't
Garrett.
play T-Gods that week.
Garrett Wilson. We shall see if any of these come true. Let's do most improved player, guys that maybe didn't do much to last year or maybe struggled last year or have an opportunity now to take a step up. Let's see what they can do. T-Gods, start us off. Most improved.
Most improved player. I don't know if this really counts because he was a backup for his whole career, but Alexander Madison. I mean, he could really do nothing but improve, right? He's never finished inside the top 35. He has no competition down there. Defenses, obviously, are focusing J. Jeff and Hawkinson. No one's really worried about Alexander Madison, but this is his time to make a name for himself. I mean, for years, we've all said that he's like the number 1 cuff. Like, if you had Dalvin Cook, you needed Alexander Madison because you plug him right in, he's RB1 right away. So, like, we never seen him with a full workload, but I'm
excited for it.
Yeah, I'm excited for him too. I think he could do something special down there, up
Yeah.
there.
Nothing but room for improvement from Madison. Matt, who do we got?
I'm going to go Brian Robinson.
Damn,
Because
Q, how you feel?
Fuck Antonio Gibson. He
don't really
didn't
care.
really do much last year. B-Rob only had 3 touchdowns last year. I think that jumps up drastically. I think they do start to feed him on the goal line. Maybe not get him involved in the passing game as much because Gibby's still there, but I think he will start to become the main workhorse on this offense. And I kind of like the Commanders' offense this year. I think they're a little bit of a dark horse. I think they got some good talent there. As long as Sam Howell can do his job, they'll be all right. So they will be scoring some touchdowns, and I see Brian Robinson getting a pretty piece in those.
I like it. I like it.
Amen.
Q, who do we got?
They're probably going to burn me again, but we're going to go with Cortland Sutton. Just based off the beginning of the season, Jerry Jeudy could possibly be out. Tim Patrick isn't there. New coach. I think Russell Wilson still has some left in the tank, and we've seen Cortland Sutton be good with. I don't know who his quarterback was before Peyton Manning. No, before Russell Wilson. But
Poor Peyton Manning.
who was it?
I don't even remember. Case Keenum or something.
Drew Lock.
No way. No, I don't think it was
It might
Drew
have been
Lock.
Drew Lock.
Maybe it was Drew Lock, but he still has some potential. We don't know how long Jerry. Just calling him Jerry is fine. But I think he can only go up as well. Even if it's just one spot up, but he has potential to be a valuable asset, especially if you drafted him. I drafted him pretty low.
He had Teddy Bridgewater too.
Oh yeah,
Today.
two gloves.
Today.
Yeah, it must have been with Teddy in 2021.
TB50.
2019, he had Flacco and Drew Lock. Nut ass Flacco. Yeah, I will wrap us up here. Most improved player. I will also go with the wide receiver, Rondale Moore. He struggled to kind of find a solid place in his first 2 seasons in Arizona. Apparently, I like the Cardinals offense a little bit, which is kind of gross.
Apparently.
But I do think he has a chance to be the most improved player. He's been buried on the depth chart and also dealing with injuries. I think he has a lot of room to improve. Team not playing for too much. He'll obviously see a bunch of opportunities at the wide receiver too. And then this team will also be playing catch up a ton. They're going to be down a lot. Their defense stinks a ton. So sneakily, this man had 5 games last year with 8 or more targets. In those 5 games, he averaged 16.1 fantasy points per game. He only played like 8 games last year. Obviously didn't do too much. But I believe if it all comes together this year, he will be the most improved player. He could maybe push like top 40, top 30 wide receivers if he gets enough volume.
That's
but
pushing it.
He's never been close to that. So it'd still be improvement for my guy Rondale. Second year breakout. Before we do that, do get a quick question in the chat about his team. 10-man PPR, Trevor Lawrence, Gibbs, Aaron Jones, J. Jeff, and AJ Brown, Hawkinson, and Godwin.
Yeah, that team is ridiculous.
Yeah,
What the hell?
that's a rock solid team. 10 out of 10, man. Good draft.
Yep.
Second year breakout, T-Gods. What do we have here?
I really wanted to take Drake London, but he did pretty good. He was I think wide receiver 31 last year. But I'm taking Christian Watson.
Continue his breakout.
He had 41 receptions last year, and 7 of them were touchdowns. So that's a touchdown pretty much for every 6 catches, which is kind of absurd. That's what I'm trying to say. Absurd. But yeah, I don't know. And he had 2 rushing touchdowns, so he's showing that he's a little versatile. And I think Jordan Love is going to come in and want to prove himself. He's gonna come in and take some shots. Gonna do some things, make some things happen. And Christian Watson's just a big body, nice in the red zone. I mean, I don't know. He's definitely could have like 12, 13 touchdowns. Like
easy. Give me my man them putties.
Oh, you're in on him too, huh?
Oh yeah, I got him in Dynasty, so I've been in.
All right.
I've been biased on Christian Watson. A little bit of bias there, but I do like me some Siwa. Matt, a little bit of bias in this one too, but I love it. What do we got?
Not really. It's kind of realistic. I'm
You
going to
still like
go. I do like him. I like him a lot. I'm going to go Isaiah Pacheco. I think he kind of started heating up towards the end of last season. Obviously, he was in like a mixed backfield, but I think the last like 6 or 7 weeks, there was only 2 games where he didn't have double-digit fantasy points. And Jerick McKinnon is getting old. I know how good he was last year, but I think they start to feature Pacheco more. He runs with a purpose. I'm sure he can improve in the receiving game. And it's just like a mix of mid in the receiver room. So if he can kind of get on the same page as Patrick Mahomes and get involved there, I think he could have a tremendous year this year in one of the best offenses in the league.
Pachichi.
I'm down.
I like it. I'm down too. Q, second year breakout. I like this guy also.
I know Matt does as well.
James Cook. It was going to be him if you didn't have him.
He is definitely the RB1 on this team. Josh Allen said something about wanting to be more of a quarterback and not a football player, so he's going to run less, which owning him and owning James Cook, I don't know what I want. But you're related to Dalvin Cook. He had a couple good games towards the end of last season, but there was no consistency because of Josh Allen. So
and Singy.
Yeah, I think this is his season. Damian Harris, not a factor.
Nope.
Nope.
Not at all.
Not at
Drop
all.
him, Vince.
He's garb.
Garb.
So bad.
James Cook, second-year breakout. I like it. I'll wrap us up here for the second-year breakout. Give me Jahan Dotson. I'm going to double down on my wide receiver bold take from our wide receiver episode. And I'm going to take Dotson as my second-year breakout as well. Big believer in the talent. I think Howell is also being overlooked just a little bit. He's going to have easier matchups with McLaurin being covered by opposing top corners. And I think he's in for a solid season. Could turn a lot of heads. Condon breakout incoming.
Nah.
I like it.
All right, overhyped player. Now, this is a little negative. We're not going to be too mean, but players
Speak for
that are being
yourself.
drafted much higher than you think they should be, hey, you got to be nice to my man, all right? You're already coming at me. Be
No,
nice.
I'm coming at Gator.
Okay,
Hopefully
come.
his dumbass is still watching.
So you got to start us off. Who is being overhyped this season?
Overhyped. He's currently going as the wide receiver 19, Deebo Samuel.
This guy stinks.
I don't get it. He's finished top 30 once ever. Either he's like hurt or he's just not great. I mean, I don't know. He's on a run first offense. He's competing with Kittle and Ayuk for targets. I think Purdy likes Ayuk more than Deebo. I'm just saying. But I just Deebo finished, I think, like wide receiver 3 his like that year that he popped off. That's literally the only time in his like 4 or 5 year career that he finished inside the top 30. Like I don't think he deserves to be drafted as wide receiver 19. I think there's a lot of risk in that. So yeah, I think he's a bit overhyped.
All right, Deebo Samuel, overhyped. Hurt my soul a little bit, but I like it. I
Top
can
31 time. What like?
And that's
number
because
3
he
is
was a
pretty high,
running
though.
back. He was a running back base. He was being used as a running back. So
We shall see. I like it. Matt, overhyped player. This guy might just be the king of overhype at this point.
I truly don't understand how people are still in on Kyle
I'm
Pitts.
still in.
This
I'm
man
still
has
can't be.
3 total career touchdowns. And I
And
don't even
hold
know
on,
if one of
London.
them has been scored on American
Yeah, but now he's
soil.
got his best quarterback.
How do you know that?
wait, did he have Matt Ryan?
Yeah.
Matt Ryan,
so.
I'd still say he's his best quarterback.
He does
And
his
I
rookie
think the addition of Bijan, I don't care how much people say that it helps him. I think that kind of hurts him. And I think Drake London's still going to be the number 1 option until Kyle Pitts shows me something other than his max 2 touchdowns in the season. I'm out. I'm done. Wouldn't even touch him.
Yeah, he had the last season of Matt Ryan in Atlanta, which, to be fair, wasn't great. But
Yeah, well, come on.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Kyle Pitts, king of overhype.
Yeah. Top 4 draft pick in the draft. Come on, do something.
Do something with your big body.
Big for nothing, motherfucker.
Big for him.
Now, we'll see what Kyle Pitts can do. I do think he's definitely still overhyped, though. Q, what do we got? Overhyped
Oh,
player.
Gator, I hope you're watching this. This is basically a shot at him. So anyone who
And me.
owns DJ Moore, more so Gator now. But
Still hurts my
if
feelings.
you own DJ Moore, you probably draft him as a top 20 wide receiver. Yeah, that's not happening because Mr. Matt Becker owns him. That's just how it works. Just wait for him to be traded week 4 and he'll be good. But I'm not a big believer in Justin Fields or believer at all, actually. And in the preseason when we saw him throw to DJ Moore, they were short passes that can only work for so long when you're playing third string defensive back. So when he's playing a real football team, DJ Moore will be as fluky as he's been. Never finished top 15, so it's in the pudding. And when you believe him, after you bench him 1 week, you play him.
He let you down the most.
He fucked you. You fucked yourself. So Gator, he's playing in week 1. I'll sit back and watch him hopefully drop a donut.
We shall see. My overhyped player, I might have did this last year as well. Cam Akers, currently going RB23, 63 overall. I just cannot justify taking a running back who has never finished higher than 35, has shown no value in the passing game, has been benched for disciplinary issues, butted heads with his head coach on occasion, torn his Achilles, and recently just kicked out of a joint practice for fighting this preseason on a pass-first offense.
Nice.
We'll see if he can prove me wrong, but he is beyond my overhyped player. Still being taken too high in drafts. I think I had him ranked as like my RB 35. He's going 23. Like I was not touching him with a 10-foot pole in any league this year. Stay away from Cam Akers if you can, if you haven't drafted yet.
That's my
I
RB.
wasn't
No.
even interested.
You got to give him some credit for coming back from the ACL injury and winning the Super Bowl.
You can have the credit in the playoffs, I guess. But regular season fantasy, he's irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see, though, if he can put a full season together. Bold stat takes. So we gave you our performance of the year. This one is season long. Let's see what we got. T-Gods, start us off with the juicy one.
I feel like I picked this last year.
Maybe something similar.
I'm
I don't
pretty
remember,
sure I
though.
did. I'm
Maybe
saying
Brady.
Joe Burrow throws 50 touchdowns, 0 to Mixon because he sucks.
Hey, enough of the hate on my guys this episode.
I don't know.
I didn't even talk about Mixon yet. Or I don't even think I do.
Oh, are you going to?
What?
I don't think I am. No
Just
Mixon
known him.
drops. But you brought him up. Now I can talk about how much I love him. Draft Joe Mixon, baby.
There's not much to say here. I don't know. We know the Bengals offense. We know it's pass first. We know Joe Burrow's nice. They have some depth at receiver. I mean, what, Irv Smith tight end now with the neck tats?
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
so I mean,
boy.
Scott.
He's going for at least 15 tutties with the neck tats. I mean, it's over, dude. Joe Burrow's gonna eat.
If Irv goes for 15 tutties, I'll lose my marbles.
Real shit.
But yeah, Joe Burrow, 50 tutties. Definitely possible for sure. Matt, another good one. What do we got?
I'm going to say Justin Jefferson hits the 2,000-yard receiving mark throughout the season. He had 1,800 last year, and since him coming into the league, his yards every year have increased by almost exactly 200 yards. So his fourth year, add another 200, that's 2,000. Not much to say. He's the best wide receiver in the league. He's by far Kirk's go-to guy, and he's just going to get fed.
Dude, I was so upset. I was thinking
Yes.
about it last night. I drafted J. Jeff his rookie year, and everyone was like, "Who's that?" And I said, "That's Diggs' replacement." And everyone was like, "No, never heard of him. I don't know." And I said, "All right." And in his first 2 weeks, he was trash, and I dropped him. Week 3, he just started. Oh my god, dude!
You have to go back and watch those podcasts because I'm sure we've talked about him early on.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Had
definitely
to.
talked about him. Probably didn't talk about him in the greatest light, though. I mean, I don't think anybody saw him becoming this. Also, we were probably biased because the Eagles passed.
Yeah,
on
we
him.
probably would say, fuck him.
Right.
Fuck him.
We were like, Jalen Rager.
And
Oh,
Thielen
probably
was
asked
nice
too.
as shit.
He's probably asked too.
Yeah, no one ever go back to those clips. Keep those buried in the vault. Q, what do we got? Bold stat take.
It's not too specific. I have Jalen Hurts breaking the rushing touchdown and passing touchdown for a quarterback. I don't know if they put like these rushing quarterbacks in their own category when it comes to passing, but I found out that he actually broke the record last year with 15 rushing touchdowns. So we'll bounce it up to 20 at least. And
20 tutties.
I don't know how
Juicy.
many touchdowns he had last year passing, but I don't know if he'll reach 55 if he gets 20 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, that'd be insane. 75 touchdowns.
But
Maybe just the most combined rushing and passing.
if they put rushing quarterbacks in their own category, whatever Cam has, he broke Cam's record. So I guess whatever Cam had passing, he'll be the best rushing quarterback ever in his third season.
Hurts is him. I'm with it. I'll double down with the Eagles. Dallas Goedert never had more than 5 touchdowns in a season. I'm going to say he catches 12 touchdowns this season, more than double, establishes himself as an elite red zone threat. Obviously, we've seen flashes of Goddard running through people to get in for 6 or running great routes to flash open over the middle. But I think defense is obviously going to be focused on Smitty and A.J. Brown on the outside. If Goddard's able to stay healthy for the entire season, we're going to be seeing a ton of him getting in for 6.
Don't
Give him
forget
12.
Olamide.
No, bump it up to 15. Give Goddard 15 touchdowns. I'm all
All
in.
right.
All right, then I guess Hurts will throw 56.
He's throwing
Nice.
80.
Oh my god.
No, we'll see. But I do like Goddard. All right, fantasy rookie of the year. You guys start us off because this one is juicy. I love him.
Hey man, I'm going to take some shots here. Going with the man that some people may not have heard of ever. His name is Tank Dell. He is a wide receiver for the Houston Texans. There's nothing but opportunity here. I mean, their wide receiver one is Nico Collins. Irrelevant man. I mean, Tank could come in and make a name for himself. CJ Stroud's going to come in and he's going to be trying to make a name for himself. The Texans are going to be down in every single game that they play, so they're going to be taking shots. They're going to be honestly, probably having a little bit of fun, just not really caring. They know they're not going to be great, so maybe I just like Texans receivers. Will Fuller, I'm still stuck on that. I'm hoping he's the second coming of Will Fuller, but I don't know, just getting a little juicy. Why not?
I like it. I like some Tank Dell this year.
Thanks.
Big sleeper energy. Matt, what do we got?
I'm going to go a little more safe. I'm going to say Zay Flowers. Not much else here, but I think he will, throughout the season, become Lamar's number one go-to guy, aside from, obviously, Mark Andrews. Odell, I think he's a great addition as well, but I just think he's no longer close to the Odell that we knew. Bateman, who knows if he'll be healthy all season. So I think Zay Flowers has a chance to really take over the wide receiver 2, if not the wide receiver 1 role on this offense, who are in desperate need of a wide receiver.
I definitely do think he's going to be the rookie of the year, but that's just
I
had to get juicy.
I did sprinkle some money on Zay Flowers to lead rookie receivers in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns, I think.
That's juice. I might have to go
some good odds there.
Bit.
I think it was plus 500 or something for receiving yards.
Oh my god!
So
easy.
Give me that.
Easy.
If anyone likes to dabble. Q, do we have a rookie of the year?
I'm gonna stick with who I had as my RB1 of the year, and we're gonna stick with Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm just gonna ride this guy. I think he's better than Bijan. Fuck it. Sus for Gibby. Jahmyr Gibbs. Give him 2 awards because we give at the end of the year we end up giving the same guy like Kelsey 7. So not this year.
Let's not get on Kelsey.
Regardless if he's healthy or not.
I will go up here with Bryce Young. I'll pick the quarterback here. Someone I've been kind of hot and cold on throughout the offseason, but I'm ready to be all in on my guy at this point. Believer in the talent that he possesses. He's going to be relied upon early and often to get this Panthers offense to move the ball. I think he has the max potential to finish as a top 10 fantasy QB if used in the right way, and I think that's possible this season. Frank Reich, head coach, we've seen him unlock some quarterbacks. I mean, Carson Wentz was good with him. How has Carson Wentz been without him? Not very good. So we shall see what he can do, but I think Bryce Young will have some big games this year, probably more in the second half as he's still getting used to the NFL. May not start off great immediately, but I think he will improve and show why he's the best rookie QB in this class and earn Fantasy Rookie of the Year. Maybe win you some fantasy chips later down the line. Keep an eye on him if he's sitting there on waivers.
Yep.
Least valuable player, most valuable player. Good question in the chat. What is a realistic return if you want to? What you want back if you're trying to trade Cooper Kupp right now?
Isn't that hard? Nearly impossible to answer because that season hasn't started yet.
Yeah, I would say I'm fully avoiding trading Cooper Kupp if I have Cooper Kupp. As much as it sucks that he's banged up and you kind of want to have somebody that's healthy to start your season, at this point you have him and his value is at the lowest it'll ever be. And if he does come back week 2 or week 3, misses 1 or 2 weeks, and he's still Cooper Kupp, you're going to regret trading him for what you can get right now. Because what you're going to get right now is a wide receiver too. I think at most someone's giving you maybe Olave, maybe a guy like Olave, maybe that's worth it. But if Cooper Kupp's Cooper Kupp in 2 weeks, you're going to hate yourself for doing that trade. So
you know what you were doing when you drafted him.
I was going to say,
you can't return him now.
Yeah, dude.
He's been banged up for a couple of weeks. So unless you drafted a while ago, maybe you have an excuse.
Yeah, you get a pass. Maybe it's 2 months ago.
But then you're just drafting too early.
2 months ago. Yeah, yeah. So you did that to yourself regardless.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp, I wouldn't trade him. Hold, please. All right, least valuable player. One of our awards that we do every year. Maybe not the most fun. Maybe it's a little mean, but Let's do it up. T-God, start us off. Who's your least valuable fantasy player this season?
I mean, call me crazy, but it's Brees Hall.
Ooh.
He's being drafted as the RB15. I mean, we all know they brought in Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is not going to come in and just be a backup to someone. He's not going to do that. He's too good. Like, RB15, it has to be like his ceiling. He's coming off a ACL tear, and that wasn't even like the beginning of the season. That was week 7. Like, it wasn't too long ago. Like Aaron Rodgers, he's still going to be slinging the ball. He's going to be having fun with Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard, and Randall Cobb will get his little here and there, and Brees will be like, he'll be all right. Like, he won't be terrible. He's not going to be useless, but like, people are drafting him as like a low end RB1 and all that. Like, he is good, but so is Dalv, and so is Aaron Rodgers. Like, and Brees is half hurt. Like, they're not going to be able to have 2 top 15 running backs. I don't think they might, but I honestly would rather have Dalv, especially for where he's being drafted.
Yeah, I mean, they paid Dalv $7 million to come there. It's not like some chump change for a running back. I mean, we saw Zeke get signed to the Patriots. He got $1.55 million, I think, for his salary. So
Yikes!
They paid Dalv money to play.
Yeah, they're going to use him.
I don't hate
Brees is going to get eased back.
They did say that too. Eased back in. So I do love Brees' talent. We'll see if it comes to fruition or not. Matt, least valuable player.
I hope Gator's still watching for Q's sake. I'm going to go DJ Moore.
Hell yeah.
Q kind of made this argument for me earlier.
No,
I mean,
add it on.
He's going at wide receiver 19, but I mean, in this quarterback run first offense, I just don't see how he is going to produce above his ADP of 19. Like, you can't just think and dunk your way to a top 15 receiver. You're going to need those explosive plays, and I just don't see that happening for him on this Bears offense until Justin Fields surprisingly learns how to throw the ball like Aaron Rodgers. It's not going to happen. He's just going to keep running or feed commit.
We shall see. I will not argue too much because I have taken a little bit here, but got some backup in the chat here. Licky lips and Cass.
What was the backup though? I could have said, tell me why.
DJ
tell me
too.
why.
I'm so out on DJ Moore.
I'll tell you why soon.
No, I want them to tell me why since you have some posse.
I do got a posse.
Yeah. Fuck y'all.
Q, before you do, we do have a good question. Dave Montgomery or James Cook as my week 1 RB2?
James Cook. James Cook.
I haven't done my rankings for week 1 yet, so probably answer that on Thursday if you want to stop by for that episode. But instincts right now, James Cook.
Agreed.
I know it's exciting to put someone in on Thursday, but I think James Cook is the smarter play. Q, least valuable player.
Well, yes, I know T-Gods kind of gave him the MVP?
Most improved.
Yeah.
So he, I don't know if he'll walk away with 2s, but I have Alexander Madison. I think there's just a couple of red flags or worries that worry me.
Least valuable.
Being drafted as the RB17, I think it's a little too high for someone that we don't know if he can handle the workload that we had that we haven't seen from him there last year, or we've seen his efficiency. As I looked up, his efficiency has gone down since 2019 drastically, from 41% 2019 to 5% yards per carry. So a bit stinky there. He did have his games where he filled in for Dalvin Cook nicely, but we've also had those games where we thought he would fill in for Dalvin Cook and it was awful. So I think just the worry of how well he can do against some better defenses, which he hasn't in the past, and being able to carry a full workload until they bring in someone else, which they could, because there are some guys lingering out there. So I just think where you took him, he's not going to pan out. Oh, and Sam's in here, so he's probably going to be upset. I'm only coming after Gator today, so I should just pick Gator's team.
All right, I will wrap us up for the least valuable player, DeAndre Hopkins. I was about to say, you got so mad he turned the camera off.
My bad.
I really, really hope I am wrong on this one. I never
Yeah, you are.
predict anyone to be awful, but sticking bold. Going to say D-Hop is this year's least valuable player in fantasy. I've been wrong here before, so don't take this as a fact because I did say Jamar Chase's rookie year was going to be the least valuable player, and he was elite. Bought into too much preseason hype there. But D-Hop, a little bit different, has not had double-digit touchdowns since 2018, has not played a full season since 2020. He's on the wrong side of 30, playing with a mediocre quarterback who was also aging rapidly, now 35. We also had seen him have some injury issues come back up last year as well. I hope D-Hop has a successful season, but I think we're going to see a much lesser version of him than his prime self, playing with a quarterback who is also well past his prime on a run-first offense.
What do you consider aging rapidly? Like he's like Benjamin Button?
Tannehill's aging rapidly. Like Peyton Manning was good one year and then fell off a cliff. I think Tannehill's very close to that cliff. He's very close to the cliff of... He was awful.
And there's such a thing as wrong side of 30.
Yeah, there is. Older than 30 is the wrong side of 30.
Stop. You and your dynasty brain.
It's not even dynasty. It's just
dynasty brain. We didn't talk about this week, year one of this league. If you were like 31, it's like, oh, he's still good.
Q, who was my take for last year that you liked?
I don't know.
Julio Jones, over the age of 30.
Wait, what take was that?
My least valuable player last year.
Oh, okay.
Well, that was like a layup.
Yeah, you're grabbing a guy who's already done.
All right, no, you were piping him up all offseason. You said he was top 25.
No, that's like 2 years ago. Oh, that was just funny because he was on the Bucks. Like,
because they're on the ball.
You're grabbing like Randy Moss on the Raiders or some shit. Like he's already done.
Randy Moss was nice on the Raiders.
I mean Jerry Rice on the Seahawks.
Yeah, whatever. D-Hop, I'm out. I hope I'm wrong. I definitely want to see vintage D-Hop, but
I think you're wrong.
Signs are there.
I think you're very wrong.
It's still D-Hop. He was good when he played the 6 weeks
last
year.
He was so good last year when he came back.
I mean, Keenan, you hate them both.
I do not hate Keenan. I had Keenan higher than all of you in the ranks.
He's the same as D-Hop.
Nah, he came back last year and put up way bigger numbers.
They both had the same amazing stretch when they came back. Oh, well, yeah, he clears. But they just had an amazing stretch.
Prime clears, but Keenan recently still has been healthier and better.
Stop. D-Hop was only out last year because he was on drugs.
Just making my argument better.
But he was, and he came back, and they obviously paid off.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
He made Kyler look good.
Kyler's great.
Not a little brat.
He sucks.
Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen. It's a little bit of a biased podcast, but Jalen Hurts all day. Let's get more positive here.
Kirk.
Fantasy MVP. T-Gods, start us off. What do we got?
MVP, Calvin Ridley. You're definitely getting the most value for where he's being drafted. Currently, the wide receiver 17, and he could easily finish top 5 without a question. He's playing with Trevor Lawrence, who made Christian Kirk a top 12 receiver last year. And Calvin Ridley, where you just look at him and you just know. You just watch him, and he's different. He's built different. He's not going to finish wide receiver 17. I'll tell you that much. He's going to at least top 10. He's just, I don't know what else to say. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is good. Trevor Lawrence is great. And like I said, he made Christian Kirk top 12. If he made Christian Kirk top 12, he's going to make Calvin Ridley number 1. And it's not close. Calvin Ridley's better than anyone you like. Sorry.
Calvin Ridley, fantasy MVP. I like it. You could easily push back into the elite Calvin Ridley that we know best. Matt, fantasy MVP. I like this take a lot.
I know you do. I'm going to go TJ Hawkinson. Aside from J. Jeff on the Vikings, it is TJ Hawkinson, clear number 2 option. We saw him have his best finish last year at tight end 2 after getting traded to Minnesota. And I think he has a very legitimate case to push Kelsey for that tight end 1 crown. I think if it's not J. Jeff on a pretty deep ball, I think he will be looked to in the red zone a lot if they're not running it. But I don't know. TJ Hawkinson, I feel like you're getting that tight end advantage where you would usually see that gap with Kelsey and other people. So I think he's going to help a lot of people win their leagues this year.
All right. TJ Hawkinson. I am behind that 100%. Got him in too many leagues for him to not do that for me.
All right.
Q.
Sam just pulled a gator.
Yeah, Sam, what is the spelling of my boy Madison?
Gator stole his computer.
Sam, you must have missed Q's least valuable player, Alexander Madison, because I'm sure you would have been upset about that one.
He owns Alexander Madison.
Yeah, Madison, right? Yeah, not Madison, Madison. Another question real quick. High or low are you on Olave or Waller this year?
Both top 10. Top 5 Waller.
Olave like 12, Waller like
Top
5.
Olave,
I don't like Waller.
top 10. Waller, I don't like, but I'd still have him top 10 for sure. I think he'll be fine, but you just need him to stay healthy. Let's continue. Fantasy MVP. Q, what do we got?
Fantasy MVP wouldn't have been as obvious years past, but Devontae Adams, because you basically got him as the wide receiver 11. I think that was his ADP, and he's finished wide receiver 3 last year. He's the top 2 wide receiver in the league, arguably the best in the league. So there's no threats on the Raiders. Who's Matt Collins is gone, so no worries about Hunter Renfrow. That little
Matt's
bitch.
favorite player, Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, Jacoby.
Not much of a threat. Devontae Adams, because you got him so late and he's so great, could finish wide receiver 1.
There is one threat on the Raiders for him.
Josh
Jimmy
Jacobs.
Garoppolo.
I promise you, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter.
All right.
He's listening to all. He's so handsome. He's going to throw the ball 80 yards so handsomely.
All right. Fantasy MVP. I'm doubling down. Justin Fields, baby.
Nothing worse you can double down on. I'd rather double down on a 20 in blackjack.
I'm all in. If I'm wrong in the offseason, I will wear it on my face. But for now, if you
I'll
watched,
make sure you do.
I'll print a picture out of Justin Fields on my face. If you've watched any episode this season, somehow Justin Fields has probably been brought up every episode and every time I've mentioned. I'm all in. Fields from last season, week 5 on average 26.9 fantasy points per game, putting him as a top 3 quarterback. Put up some crazy rushing numbers, slowly improved as a passer throughout the season. Now he gets DJ Moore, who was actually good despite what Q and Matt may be implying.
I don't think he's good either. I'm just add me to that.
All right, whatever. Y'all can hate on my guy who's had 3,000 yard seasons in the last 4 years. Fields had, and with no quarterback whatsoever. Now he gets Justin Fields.
He's
going to improve his passer this year.
He is a running back, bro. Come on.
Look, he will improve his passer this year. He's proving y'all wrong. He was a great passer in college. He will be good this year. Huge potential for another monster season. I think he will easily finish as top 5 quarterback. I believe he will finish top 3 and put up one of the best seasons we've seen from a Bears quarterback in a long time. All in. We'll see if I'm wrong. You never know. Thanks, Sam. I like him too. Could we rank these 4 running backs the rest of the season? Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Dameon Pierce, J.K. Dobbins.
Ken Walker definitely at 1.
J.K. Pierce, Breece.
If the Jets never got Dalvin Cook, I would keep that order. But obviously, that's not real life. So,
yeah, I would think Walker would definitely be number 1.
Walker definitely 1.
I think the other 3 are in a very same tier. Like, I think Breece Hall fell for me in a bit. I think I had them all ranked within like 4 spots of each other. So they're all in like that low RB2 tier. I would lean towards Dobbins if he's able to stay healthy, but obviously that's a big if. Dameon Pierce should get the bulk of the work there. And I like Breece Hall's talent, but Dalvin Cook being there. So Kenneth Walker clears the other 3, in my opinion.
Oh my God. Look at
the
that.
other 3 are on the same.
Look at the next question.
Would you trade Terry McLaurin for Cooper Kupp? Half PPR redraft. I would do that in a heartbeat.
I'm not even thinking about that.
If you're getting
thinking about it, dude.
Yeah, if you're getting Cooper Kupp, please do that. I mean, obviously the injury is still making you a little bit nervous, but if you have the depth to start someone for 1 to 2 weeks,
same.
Like,
I'd rather have hurt Cooper Kupp than Terry, dude.
All right, that's a little too far.
No, it's not.
All right, that is it for all of the awards. Q, do we have any trivia today?
No, but Thursday I'll come correct for week 1.
All right, yes. Sounds good. Yeah, I know we're a little
we'll
long.
Have to get you guys in on the wavelength.
on the way.
Yeah, I was watching that. I had no idea what was going on.
It's easy. You'll
They were just
understand.
saying numbers. I was
a
like,
great
what
game.
is going on?
But that is it for the preseason award show. We'll revisit this episode at the end of the season when we do our end of season award show. Just look back at some of the guys we selected, see how crazy right I was about Justin Fields and how crazy wrong these guys were about DJ Moore. Again, if you are interested in using Underdog Fantasy, make sure you use our code SUPERFB to help support us. Also have a partnership with Fanatics. That link is in our bio on all platforms. So check that out. Go through that link. Buy yourself a nice football jersey for week 1. Helps us a ton. As always, follow us on all platforms, Twitter or X, I guess you could say, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, we're everywhere. Also check out Old City Sports Network. Ton of good podcasts, bunch of great sponsors over there. Help support us as well. So check those out. See you guys Thursday for our week 1 preview. Football is back. Peace.